Stay with us. You're still watching, you're still on to Good Morning Nigeria on the network service of the NTA. It's now time for newspaper review. Stay with us.
Reviewer Chukwudi Abuja is seated here in the studio. Chooks, the boy, good morning.
Good morning, Jumai. How are you doing?
I'm okay.
A relatively good weekend, but this been a, military whatever, gave me a sour mood. Demola.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good to see you.
Same here. How madam with the children?
They're good.
You hear from them?
They're doing well.
Thanks to GSM. Thanks to God first.
And how did Arsenal do?
Arsenal was not going to go, you do it, you rest a bit, Vela say,
We are resting a bit.
Vela say, who say attire? Na rest, yeah, they rest you. If you not tired, why? If you don't, like say not tired.
Demola is looking at you.
He's trying to console himself.
Old school, man.
He's trying to console himself.
Yes,
It's okay.
so let's get the papers.
No problem.
I'll begin with the Nigerian pilot. And in the Nigerian pilot front page, just above the masthead, NDLEA intercepts 7.6 million tramadol pills, 76,273 kg of Colorado. Details on page 5. And on page 6, NSCDC arrests 3 suspects of telecoms vandalization. And that on page 6. And Ocean Poll, APC in turmoil as Omisore others blow hot over mass disqualification. Details on page 10. France will intensify counter-terror assistance to Nigeria. That's coming from the French President Macron. Details on page 6. And at the bottom plate of the Nigerian pilot, for failed coup, ECOWAS may deploy standby force to Benin. And the details on page 7. Foreign policy, Nigeria remains non-aligned, says Tuga, Foreign Affairs Minister. Details on page 8. Ribado holds security talks with U.S. congressional delegation in Abuja. Details on page 5. And Army freezes officers' retirement amid nationwide security emergency. And the headlines. FG raises alarm, say no fewer than 700,000 out-of-school children identified in 1 month. That data on each child, including photograph, location, age, among others, were captured. Explains that data is most comprehensive, verifiable digital base of out-of-school children, and urges state governments to commence process of enrollment of identified children. Let's quickly go to the leadership newspaper. Leadership newspaper, above the masthead, 14 arrested over failed Benin coup, with riders, weak institutions, economic mismanagement behind coup resurgence in West Central Africa. That's coming from security experts. And ECOWAS Nigeria condemn coup attempt. Details all on page 4. And the picture story you see there, 100 Niger school children freed. That's good news. Pictures confirmed release, but government security officials decline comment. You find the details on page 7. At the side piece of the picture story of the released Niger school children, cargo imports rise by 50% amid Naira stability, lower inflation, page 30. The First Minister Musa will deliver. That's coming from the Kebbi State Governor. Obasanjo reiterates carrot and stick approach to end insurgency. Details on page 7. Imams Association false testimony on Sharia law before U.S. Congress. Also find the details on page 7. And People's Democratic Party faction sets up National Caretaker Committee. Details on page 28. And UBA Group wins Africa's Bank of the Year for 3rd time in 5 years. You find all the details on page 7. And Chevron Nigeria hasn't recorded oil theft in 2025. That's coming from the managing director. So, Demola.
All right. Let me start with the Business NG, just above the nameplate of Business NG. Rivers PDP faces legal battle amid mass defections. Details on page 2. Defections accelerate APC's dominance ahead of 2027 election. Now, the major headline reads, LG autonomy crisis deepens as court rebukes federal government, rekindling national tension. Details of that story can be found on page 2. Nigeria banks mobilize 3.7 trillion ahead of CBN recapitalization deadline. Details of that story, it's there as well. Macron pledges stronger counter-terrorism support for Nigeria after talks with Tinubu. Now, moving on to Daily Trust newspaper. The Daily Trust newspaper, just below the nameplate, genocide, U.S. lawmakers visit Nigeria on fact-finding mission. Details on page 7. What you should know about non-interest mortgage in Nigeria. Then details on page 39. Bandits kill 7 in Sokoto communities. Details on page 7. Why coups are unsettling West Africa. That's the major headline. We can get that story on page 3 and 4. Decomposed body of Quranic teacher found in Niger. Details of that story on page 7. Imo Seals Hotel mortuary over alleged organ harvesting. And airfares rise by over 300% in 2 years. Chooks.
Imo Seals Hotel mortuary over alleged organ harvesting.
Yeah.
What is it again? You remember the Okotoko saga? And even if you were not within that access, you cringed. Anytime you heard that a visitor to a hotel could just like that.
Just disappear.
There are so many things you hear
Security.
in Africa, and you say, what sort of people are we really? Anyway, I don't agree with Daily Trust, the political analysts, diplomats, and civil society organizations who are identifying bad governance, sit-tight syndrome, among others, as the reasons for the rising spate of coups in West Africa. You know, when you want to talk about coups, you have to be careful with the communication of it. Who says the military, give these people 3 more years? You'll soon hear about a palace coup, a coup that outstages a coupist and all that. It's always that. It's a matter of time. Watch them. You know, for Africa to move forward, Africa needs to change some of the ways it thinks. There are ways Africa thinks that cannot advance anything. The other time we started hearing about African democracy. Democracy is democracy. It's about government of the people, for the people, by the people, transparency in handling funds and all that, which African, or they want to integrate the monarchy into it. Africans just have to agree that an organism preserves its own life and learn to preserve its own life on the continent. We have hangovers from the tribal wars of those days. They are still there. So I tell people, when you say blah, blah, blah is a no man's land and all that, I said, stop that. You don't say that in Africa. African patch of soil belongs to somebody. That is how Africans think. That is how we think. So watch your language.
But we have to let go of the past for us to move forward, to progress, like other climes around the world. We can't be holding back to pass too long. Times are changing.
I agree with you. How do we do it?
Times are changing. Our mindset, we need a total reorientation.
How do we do it?
Think.
It's not the National Orientation Agency can't do it. The peoples of Nigeria have to agree. I said the other time, if APC, if they win in 2027, they continue, and they don't arrange a talk shop, like what Goodluck Jonathan did in 2014, they are not helping us. Please, I'm not castigating it. I'm telling you, I'm suggesting strongly to you
Well,
how
even
we
if-
can come together again.
Even if it's a talk show,
Jojo.
you know, even if
Adamawa lady, waiting be your grouse.
Even
Or
if-
if
yes.
it's a man, what is your problem?
Even if it's
but
a
that
town
woman,
hall.
waiting you they complain about.
what are they allowed? Look, let me tell you, when they
Yes.
have the town hall, the people who matter, whose voices needs to be heard, don't get access.
Which again is an African problem. Because the process of selection is already flawed.
Yes, the hierarchy of
Africa concocts its own problems and puts it on itself. We have to change.
we have to change.
But the coups, I can assure you that nobody is going to try that nonsense in Nigeria. The world won't let you.
The way
They'll
Nigeria
tell
went
you,
all out
they'll
yesterday.
tell you you endanger, when you endanger life in Nigeria and the prospect of a crisis, maybe a war, is that the refugee problem will swarm the whole of South. They won't let you. So let nobody begin to, they won't let you.
They won't let you.
They will push you out after, the world will push you out after 1 week. You know? So let us count our teeth.
If they are given 1 week, it's way too much.
Airfares rise by 300% in 2 years.
What?
Airfares.
Oh,
rise
okay,
by
you're
20%.
telling me so that I talk to Nigerians about what it concern me. I don't have to go, they carry me up and down now. You know, inflation is a fact of life. When I started work at the Bendel Broadcasting Service way back in 1995, my salary was 250 naira. What is the salary of a graduate now? It's a function of inflation. About 100,000, 120 if you're lucky, and all that. So
I don't want
prices will rise. But in our own case, it's too meteoric because there is no supervision. People do things with impunity. They claim things so easily, and there's no way you can tell them you're telling us a lie, because those who should curtail the excesses maybe are not proactive enough. Airfares will rise, but I think it's too steep. The rise is too steep.
Efra, you know, when we dollarize every aspect of our life in Nigeria, what else do you expect?
Exactly.
And I want good news. And one thing I was, reading over the internet yesterday and in the papers today: Army freezes officers' retirement amid nationwide security emergency. That's a good move.
Okay, officers' retirement.
Yes.
That
you know,
means,
before when
hey
you
guys,
get a new CDS, a new chief of army staff, anybody above them retires.
Somebody
People
said-
trained with Nigerian money across the world. Security
somebody was
matters,
lamenting.
they are told to go.
Somebody was lamenting the huge loss.
Yes.
The turnover in the army is to Nigeria.
Yes.
Do you know what it means to train a man to the post of general, even colonel? Or do you know? It is a huge
Yes,
expenses.
investment.
A very huge one. It is very huge expenses. So I like it. I'm saying sometimes many of the Nigerians that are retired are not yet tired.
They are not tired.
They're not. They're not. Look at me. I'm no longer in the newsroom. Don't I sound firebrand enough to write the best headlines? He's jealous. You know.
You are not tired.
Macron is, let's dwell with Nigeria and the sub-region. Macron is saying that they need to support Nigeria more in the anti-terrorism, whatever. We are really the bride of the West.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All this Trump matter is about getting Nigeria to their apron strings.
Shoots, thank you.
As a bride, you can work, jejely work.
After will demolish your people
Thank you.
after.
Thank you. All right, we'll take a break now. When we return, our conversation for today will kickstart. Stay with us.